My manipulative husband kept giving me toxic ultimatums, saying if I didn't do everything perfectly, he'd divorce me. So I called his bluff, and now he's begging to remarry. We'd been married 8 months when the ultimatum started. First it was, walk the dog by 7 a.m. or I'm filing papers. I laughed it off thinking he was joking, but his face stayed dead serious. Then it was, if dinner isn't ready when I get home, we're done. Every week a new threat over the smallest things. Dishes in the sink, forgetting to pick up his dry cleaning, not responding to his texts fast enough. I started keeping a notebook, yellow legal pad hidden in my car. I documented every single ultimatum with dates, times, and his exact words. 42 threats in just 3 months. My friends told me to leave, but I wanted to see how far he'd take it. Plus I was working full-time while he was home all day, supposedly studying for his environmental science degree. Yet somehow I was the one getting threatened over housework. The crazy part was how specific his threats got. If you don't organize the pantry by Thursday, I'm done. If you talk to your mom on the phone for more than an hour, I'm calling my lawyer. It was like he was testing to see what he could get away with. I started noticing a pattern too. The threats always came right after I'd do something for myself. Got coffee with a friend, threat. Went to the gym, threat. Bought myself new shoes, major threat about our finances, even though I made all the money. One Tuesday night he came home and didn't even say hello. Just looked around the living room and said, the house better be spotless by tomorrow morning or I'm calling my lawyer. I'd had enough. I looked up from my phone and said, okay, call him. His face went completely white. What? You've threatened divorce 42 times in 3 months. I'm exhausted, so do it. He started backtracking immediately. Babe, I was just stressed from my midterms. I didn't mean it like that. I would never actually leave you. I walked to my car, grabbed the notebook, and handed it to him. Every page filled with his threats in my handwriting. Dates, times, what triggered each one. I'd even color-coded them by severity. Watching him read his own words back, seeing his hands actually shake as he flipped through page after page, that's when I knew. He never wanted a divorce. He just wanted control. He wanted me scared and compliant. I filed the next day. My lawyer loved the notebook, said it was perfect evidence of a pattern of emotional manipulation and coercive control. She'd seen cases like this before, but never with such detailed documentation. The divorce was fast. He didn't contest anything because his lawyer saw the notebook and basically told him to take the L and move on quietly. I got everything I wanted, including the apartment and our dog, but that's not where it ended. 2 weeks after the papers were finalized, he started calling. First, it was once a week, then twice, then almost daily. Always crying about how he'd changed, how he realized what he'd lost, begging for another chance. I never answered. Let every call go to voicemail. My friend listened to a few and said he sounded genuinely broken, like he'd been crying for hours before calling. Then the gifts started. Flowers to my office with cards saying, I'll never give ultimatums again, I promise. That made me laugh because promising to never do something again is just another ultimatum. He showed up at my gym, my favorite coffee shop, the grocery store I went to every Sunday. Even tried coming to my sister's house during family dinner. My brother-in-law had to physically walk him back to his car while my sister called the cops. Last week he sent me a 5-page letter, handwritten on nice paper, talking about therapy and self-reflection and how he understands now that he was toxic, how he wants to remarry me and do it right this time, how he's been reading books about healthy relationships and going to counseling twice a week. I read the whole thing. Part of me almost felt bad. Then I noticed something at the very bottom. In smaller handwriting, he'd written, if you don't respond within 2 weeks, I'll know you've moved on for good. Even in his apology, even after everything, even after claiming he'd changed, he was still giving me ultimatums, still trying to control the situation by setting deadlines and conditions on his own letter asking for forgiveness. I took a photo of that line and sent it to my lawyer. She said we could get a restraining order if needed. I blocked his number after that, blocked him on everything, changed my routine so he couldn't find me, started going to a different gym across town. My mom asked if I felt bad, said he seemed genuinely sorry and maybe people can change with real effort and therapy. But here's what I learned. Someone who threatens to leave you 42 times doesn't love you. They love having power over you. And the second you take that power away, they'll do anything to get it back. He doesn't miss me. He misses having someone he could control.